we should be good to go. I'm going to mute myself on this one so you don't want to hear me. There we go. I'm using two different sets of earbuds for different Zoom. I've never done two Zooms at once. I realize you can't actually, even though I have multiple rooms, you can only host one room at a time. As soon as you open another one, it drops you out. So I had to borrow my other sales trainer's Zoom account to be able to set that up. So I'm officially Madeline McRae on this machine, and I'm me on this machine. But anyway, it's awesome. And Dolly, I'm in your state. If she can, Dolly, can you hear us? Dolly's down in Key West.
Wow.
And I'm in Orlando.
Awesome.
Yeah, weather's beautiful. So I'm pretty happy about it. Okay, Christine, all over to you, my friend.
Awesome. How many on here today are on LinkedIn already?
No.
No, you're not on LinkedIn yet. Okay. No. So how many years have you all been on using LinkedIn? Those of you that are on LinkedIn.
A long time. 12?
6, 12. Okay.
Guessing.
Yeah, I'm guessing probably 6 or 7, but only recently have I really started to pay attention to it.
Okay. Okay. And Doug, you're not on LinkedIn at all?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm looking forward to hearing about it though. No, we haven't done it yet.
I hope this isn't going to be too far above your head.
Oh, he's a smart,
Probably. Most things are.
He's a smart fellow.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Jonathan. I'll give it my best shot.
So what we're going to talk about today is the changes that have happened on LinkedIn. And a lot of people are struggling because we have lost so much of what we've been used to before. 6.5 years ago, I've been running my business for over 6 years now. And I actually got started on LinkedIn back in 2009. And way back, I could send 300 to 400 emails a day on the free platform. And now they have cut it down to, they've narrowed it down so that on the free platform, you get 15 emails a month. So down from 300 to 400 a day to 15 a month. And the only way you can use those 15 emails now is through the groups. So you have, this is why I always say the groups are the most important thing. They're the key to LinkedIn. And also the groups are the key to Facebook, those of you that use Facebook a lot. And so it's really important that we learn how to use these. So I'm going to share my screen with you, okay? I like to do this sort of live. Let's see if we can get my screen up here. Awesome. So that people can see what I'm talking about. So I'm in here on my profile. There are 5 reasons why we need to be using LinkedIn. Number 1, the average age of people on LinkedIn is 43 years. So we've got people who are more seasoned in business, more professional, knowing more about what they're doing and know what they're looking for. And number 2, the average income of people on LinkedIn now is between 83 and 86,000 a year. And number 3, the average income of executives on LinkedIn is 150,000 a year. LinkedIn is the most professional platform, bar none, on the net. I get invited to new platforms all the time saying this is going to be the thing and this is going to be the thing, and none of them have been as good as LinkedIn. And number 5, everybody on LinkedIn is there to do business. So we're in the right place. We know this is where the people are who can afford to buy our stuff. This is where the people are who know what they're looking for, supposedly. And so it's really a good thing for us to learn how to use it. So I'm just going to give a very basic profile just so because of you, Doug, so that you have an idea.
Yeah. And Christine, before you do that, I am remiss in not giving our backstory.
Oh,
So
okay.
let me just segue back in. Way back in 2010, I was introduced to Christine by a mutual friend of ours. His name was Neil Garden. And Christine and I met in 2011 and or very early 2011, and she was running a podcast. And she very kindly interviewed me about my story not long after I had set up my new social media business, working with entrepreneurs. And I got a massive amount of publicity out of that. And then we met for a meal in the ABC in Coquitlam. And we did some brainstorming around Christine's brand. And we came up with the Marketing Mentress as a handle. And then I ran a series of social media courses, Social Media 101, and then it became Social Media 201. And I always brought Christine in to do the LinkedIn portion because I very much believe in people just doubling down on their expertise. And she's spoken at a number of our meetups. She's helped me out no end. I hire her professionally to work one-on-one with my clients when we want a specific LinkedIn strategy. And I think we go back longer than almost anybody else I know in Canada. So I am honored, delighted, overjoyed, overwhelmed, and humbled that she was able to squidge a bit of time because this lady is busier than ever teaching LinkedIn across the planet. And that's the intro I should have done 5 minutes ago.
You're forgiven, Jonathan.
Thank you.
No problem. So I want to just run through this new profile, the way it's laid out right now. Online, on LinkedIn, you have, so when you go to a networking meeting and you're meeting people face to face and you're trying to market your business and find people who might be interested in buying your stuff, you have, statistics say 30 seconds to make a great first impression. I think it's much less than that. I think it's like 15 seconds to make a great first impression because people look at you first and then everything else is either downhill or uphill or it's on an even plane. So number one,
let me unspotlight you.
We need, can I keep talking or who are you talking to? So you number one need a great professional headshot, one that is taken within the last 2 years. I can't tell you how many times I've connected up with people and they have a beautiful picture of when they were 40 on their LinkedIn, and I've met them at a live networking meeting and they came up and says, "Oh, hi, I'm so-and-so." And I go, who are you? Because they don't look anything like their picture. And what happens subconsciously, it brings us way down in their, what's the word I'm looking for? Your credibility drops instantly. So if you want to keep your credibility professional and keep it as high as you possibly can, get a professional headshot. And then only your name goes in this line. When I started LinkedIn, I read the entire terms of use because I had never done any social media. I was scared spitless and I wanted to know exactly what was expected of me and what would happen if I did anything wrong and if what I would do, what things were considered wrong. And so that has helped me tremendously. And in their terms of use, they say only your name goes here. So no Dr. So-and-so, no, well, you can put Dr. So-and-so because that is a little bit different. But you don't at the end put MBA, BA, and all those kinds of extensions. This is your headline. And your headline has 127 characters available to use. And when you're writing your headline, you've got to think this profile is like a newspaper. And you want people to open your newspaper and want to read your newspaper. So how are you making your newspaper different from everybody else's newspaper online? So you use these straight up and down lines. They're on your keyboard somewhere around where your enter key is. You should be able to find these. And you put a space on each side so that it delineates it much better. And you tell a little bit about what you do so that you are different than anybody else out there. And then in your summary down here, you have 2,200 characters available to you. And you talk about who you are in first person and why you do what you do. What inspired you to start doing what you're doing? How can you help people with what it is that you do? And then at the very bottom, you just list your specialties. And this is not for people necessarily to read. This is for the search engines. You want to make sure that everything you do on LinkedIn and anything online is search engine optimized. So think about what people would Google if they didn't know your name and they didn't know the name of your business. And then you can add pictures and video and whatever at the bottom of your page here. So if you've got kooky pictures of you in your workplace or wearing a uniform from work or something like that, that does not belong here. A professional headshot belongs here. Your kooky pictures can be added underneath your summary down here. So once you've got those basics in place, then you want to think about entering all of your other information for your profile to make your profile look professional. And change your background picture. Make sure that you have a professional background picture, and that same background picture goes on your Facebook page, your Twitter, your Instagram. It has to be consistent and throughout your whole social media and everything that you're using for business, even your personal profile. My personal profile and my company page on LinkedIn both have this background picture. I have 2 sons who are programmers. My oldest son is a lead programmer at Amazon, and before that he worked for many years at Microsoft. And my other son is down in Georgia. My oldest son is, of course, in Seattle area at head office with Amazon. But they tell me, Mom, there is nothing private or personal online. Nothing. If you own your business, you are your business. Everything you do online must be professional. And I'm sorry if that's too harsh. I get really up on my high horse about that. People have lost jobs, they've lost relationships, they've lost families because of stupid stuff they've done online. And so when you own a business, when you start getting active online, everything you do is being watched. I have almost 8,400 followers or connections on LinkedIn. And I don't really work on building lots and lots and lots of connections because I want to maximize the use of all my connections and make sure that we're being beneficial to each other and finding collaborative ideas that we can share and help each other with. And I have got 4,500 followers on Facebook and about 3,300 on Twitter. Probably about 600 to 800 on Instagram because I haven't been on there very long. But no matter what I do, if I own a business, I am my business. And I cannot be seen blottoed in a bar somewhere because somehow it will get out, it will leak, and it ruins our credibility. So I like to tell people that because so often I sit down with clients and they say, oh, I don't want anybody to see my personal profile page on Facebook because I want to keep that separate from my business. It won't stay separate long. Trust me, it won't. I have all my grandchildren and my children and my friends are connected to me on my private page, my personal pages. And they know how to behave. They know that they do not use blue words on there. And they know that I am not going to say I love you on my stream. I'm going to private message them if I'm going to say that. So when they post pictures of my grandchildren, I do not want to jeopardize them in any way. So I will not say anything about them being my grandchild. I'll say, woohoo, good for you, go get them, or whatever like that. I cheer them on, but never let anybody know who's my family on there. So this I learned from George Greenwood. He lives out in the Abbotsford area, I think now. And he's published 7 books about identity theft. And he said all people need to steal your identity is your name and your birthday. So I do not have my birthday up on here. Sure, it's nice to have people wish me happy birthday, but I'm going to stay safe on here. And another thing, when you are online, the more active you are and the more people you're connected to online, the harder it is for people to try and steal your profiles. I've had 3 people try to steal my Facebook profile. And every time, as soon as they start asking people to connect to them, because I'm so well connected and people know me and how I communicate, instantly people private message me, Christine, someone's trying to steal your profile. So I can get hold of Facebook, I can get that profile off there in just no time at all. Doesn't cost me any problem, it hasn't caused me any problems. So it's really important to have lots of connections and to be active on your social media. So the same goes for LinkedIn. And I like to tell everybody that because I want to clear the water there. It is important to make sure that you blog. How many of you have a blog? How many of you write a blog at least once a week? See, blogs don't sell anything right away. Blogs give you credibility. That's what gives you credibility. People want to see who you are, why you do what you do. They want to learn from you, and it builds that know, like, and trust that you really, really need in order to do business. So you build a relationship online, and then once you get a relationship built online, real business gets done offline. So you move it to a face-to-face, a Skype call, a Zoom call, a phone call, a coffee meeting if they live close. I mean, I'll go into Edmonton and meet people for coffee. And so your blog is really key in helping people. And what I usually blog about is tips, like marketing mentoress tips. So if they're not really LinkedIn tips, then I'll call them tips. And I do LinkedIn tips all the time. And I invite people to ask me questions because then I can write a blog about their questions and help other people. And when we're online, it is not all about me. It's about how many people I can help. And what we all need to remember when we're online and we're in business, our business is not all about me and how much money I can make. It's about how many people we can help. It all comes back to us in the end. So I'm going to take you quickly through some of the different areas. I'll let you go through the rest of the profile things on your own. But you can add new profile sections right here. You just click on and then you go into, you can put your background, your work experience, your education, and your skills. And there's lots of different skills that you can add in here. Your accomplishments. So any publications, if you've been published in a newspaper, if you've published a book, certifications, courses you've taken, projects you've worked on. Like for instance, I put on a couple of seniors fairs when I was out in the Vancouver area, and that's considered a project. Any honors and awards that you've received. If you've got a patent, that's great to put up there. Test scores are awesome. Languages that you speak. I had one client from Germany that Jonathan referred me to help him with his LinkedIn, and he spoke, I think, at least 8 languages. I was shocked. So that's where you go for the languages. Then you check out and edit your public profile right here. And your public profile is what other people are going to see. And you want to click on this little pencil right here and make sure that the extension is free of all those numbers. Because when you first sign up on LinkedIn, they give you, they put your name here, and then they put a bunch of numbers as an extension on the end. And it's really professional if you go in there and change it to something that is incongruent with your business or with your own personal name. And then scroll down here, all the way down, And if you do not, they always automatically check German. And if you do not speak German, you want to uncheck this box and then save it. One of the things, I leave most of these boxes checked because I'm in business. I'm online for business. And so I'm not going to hide from anybody. I'm not going to make my profile visible to no one. What's the use of being on there as far as I'm concerned? I'm there for business. So I'm going to go back to this page. And then you scroll down here to your contact information. It's all down on the right-hand side. And you can see, you can click on this blue pencil and you can edit your contact information here. And you'll see as I go down here that I do not have my birthday in here. Because I want, and if you're, when you're editing your profile and making a whole bunch of changes and rewriting a bunch of stuff, you want to turn this button off. Because otherwise LinkedIn is going to, every time you change something and save something, it's going to say, Christine has a new this, Christine has a new job, Christine has a new experience, and it's going to inundate your connections. So I just turn this off when I'm in the middle of doing a bunch of work on my profile. These people in this list here, now I'm on an executive level program. And the reason I'm on a paid platform is because I can get 30 paid in-mails. I can also view more people who have viewed my profile at one time. I can also see my people also viewed. When you're on the free platform, sometimes you can only see 1 or 2 people that have also viewed. I've gotten clients from this, so it's really important to be able to keep checking this all the time so that you can see who's viewed your profile. And when you go into your home page, you see who's viewed your profile here. If you click on who's viewed your profile and go in there and you see all these people that have viewed your profile, I've gotten business from this. And this is where you can use your paid in-mails. So if it says first, that means that you're directly connected with them. If it says second, that means they're connected to somebody that you're directly connected with. If it says third, it means that they're 2 levels away from you. So if it says connect on here, these are the people. If I don't know them, I never invite people to connect with me unless I see who they're connected to. And if they're connected to somebody I know, then I might connect with them if I think that they might be somebody that I could help in some way. But if it says first here, you can send them a direct message because you're already connected to them. If you have paid in-mail, you can just go in and I'm not connected to this person, I can send her an in-mail. And it will tell you I'm using one of 75 in-mail credits. So if you don't use all your in-mails in a month, they add up. And I usually use all my in-mails, but what happens is people that you send an in-mail to don't always accept the in-mail. And so when that happens, if they don't respond within, I think it's 10 days or 2 weeks, LinkedIn then automatically puts that in-mail back into your cache. So then you get your in-mails back that haven't been responded to. I think that's really cool because now I can send a whole bunch of messages and get in a big dizzy doing this. But when you go and check who's viewed your profile on a regular basis, and send them a message, I always say, hey, thanks for stopping by and visiting my profile. How may I help you? Was there a question you had that I could answer? And then I just sign it off. Make it a great day, Christine. And keep it short and simple. And I've gotten business just by doing that. Just keep remembering, it's not all about you. It's about who you can help. And it's not all about the direct connections that you're connected to. It's about who they're connected to. So before LinkedIn made all of their changes, I had an extended reach because of the people I was connected to. I was connected to some big centers of influence of almost 25 million. So that's another thing to be aware of, is how many people you're following that are really, really well connected. So I'm going to go into my network now. And in your network, when you accept a connection here, now this person doesn't have a headshot. There are two reasons why they wouldn't have a headshot. Number one, they probably don't have a headshot to put up there. Or number two, they're a third level or further out connection. So you can't see the headshots of people who are quite a ways out from you, connected to somebody who's connected to somebody, that kind of thing. And so you won't see their headshot until you accept that connection request. And remember that if you accept a connection request and you realize, oh, gee, this is a real, I don't want to be connected to this person, then all you have to do is go back and reverse it. And this one I'll be skeptical about. This one looks like a really good connection for me. Now, think about this. LinkedIn says that if you click this button, they will go into your email and they will send an invitation to everybody in your email. Everybody. Your Aunt Josephine, your Uncle Philip, your grandpa, anybody who's not in business that is in your email, they will get an invitation from LinkedIn, and you will have everybody mad at you. Don't do this. Because LinkedIn will ask you for your password. You give them your password, and they will continue. They say down here they don't, but they do. They will continue to send messages to your people that don't sign up on LinkedIn and bug them to death. And you'll just have your whole family and people in your things that you're volunteering for, my Arthritis Society people, because I'm a trained speaker for the Arthritis Society. They were so mad at me because I did this when I very first got on LinkedIn. So click on the more options right here, and it takes you to a new page. And in this page, the first on the right-hand side says more ways to find connections, Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, AOL. Do not click on any of these because they're going to ask for your password. And they're going to make you once you give them your password, you're sunk. They'll just keep on sending out messages until you go into your email and change your password. So just a word of warning there. This is where you can import from a spreadsheet that you have. And those spreadsheets would probably be emails of people that are business people. So it would be okay to import those using this right here. This is my favorite one. I love to do this one, invite by email. Whenever I go to a networking meeting, I always ask people when they give me their business card, would it be all right if I connected with you on LinkedIn and Facebook and your social media? And they usually say, sure, go right ahead. So I get their initial on the back of my card so that I know that I've got their permission. If anything ever was to happen, that LinkedIn or Facebook got mad at me because I was inviting too many people to connect with me, I could show them this card that's got their initial on the back. So up in this little box, if you click on invite by email, you type in the email that's on the business card and put a comma at the end, because each email needs to be delineated as individual. And then you hit enter after you put in your comma at the end and type in the next email right below. So they're being listed in list format with a comma at the end of each email. And you can also upload a file. So if you've got an Excel spreadsheet, for instance, a CSV file. This one, import from other providers, can be your website, or it could also be your email list, from MailChimp if you use MailChimp. But this I use the most because I go to networking meetings and I meet people and I just use their business card. So I'm going to go back. Something that you need to remember too, this little back arrow is your best friend on LinkedIn. So if you get somewhere and you're lost, you just hit the back arrow and it'll take you to where you were before. This list here is people that you may know. I go through this periodically to see if there are people that I know on here that I've met at meetings or that I've done business with that I haven't connected with for some reason, or somehow we've become disconnected. And then you can invite these people to connect with you. But do not invite them if you do not know them. All you need is for 5 people to say, I don't know you on LinkedIn, and you will get sent to LinkedIn jail. In other words, you'll get your profile frozen. And if you're looking for jobs, this is a good area to go in. I'm not going to go into jobs today because it's going to take too much time. And this is InMail, your messaging platform. And so in your InMail, if there's a blue dot, that means that there's a message waiting for you to respond to. And I always check this every day to make sure that I'm on top of my messages. Every day except Sunday. Sunday is my electronics free day. I do not get on any of my social media. I do not check my email. I do not do messaging. Sunday is electronics free. I just have to have a break, and I think it's good for everybody to rest your eyes from using the electronics. And this is your notifications. Now, these are all things that you have, they're posts from other people, either that you have liked or commented on or shared, but, and people that you follow, you'll see their posts come up through here. And I always try to see who's celebrating. Whenever I have a few minutes, I will go in and say congratulations to some people. If I don't have a lot of time, I will just click like and see who's viewed your post. You see how many people have viewed your posts. And I noticed that I get a lot of views on my professional quotes. And I get quite a few views. I've had as many as 314 views within 24 hours on one of my posts that I did. So this is your, it's not your feed. This is the notifications of activity on your profile and people who have done something, that you're connected to, that you're following, or yeah, and then whether they're doing a celebration, it's a birthday or it's an anniversary or of some sort, they show up here. And something else I want to show you on the home page here. Well, this is pretty self-explanatory. You can see the images, but when you share something on this home page, it will show up again on this feed. This is your home feed. These are all the things that you share on this page. And I usually go in here maybe once or twice a day for a few minutes to just check and see if there's any feeds that I can share. I'm going to tell you the rule of 10 posts. One of my pet peeves is that most everybody that posts things online pitches their business. Everything is about their business and what they can do and how they can help you, and here's my new widget, and here's our special, and they never post anything to educate and inform their audience. So 6 out of 10 posts are things that you share that are great stuff, great material from other people. And one of them can be a famous quote from Abraham Lincoln, for instance, or it can be a great YouTube talk from TED Talks, or a great piece of music. On the weekend, occasionally, I will post a great piece of music, a music video from somebody like the Piano Guys. They do awesome videos. And just say, happy Sunday or happy Saturday, enjoy. The rule of 10 posts is all about educating, informing, and entertaining just a teeny bit. And then 3 of those 10 posts are things that you have written yourself, blogs that will educate and inform your audience. And you can attach your links to your website at the bottom of that. I will often say, hey, give me send me your questions and I'll write a blog about it. Because I like that. I like people to feel that they can ask me questions and that they'll get an answer. The last one in 10 posts, 1 in every 10 posts, is a pitch. So 10% of the time we are posting online, we pitch. So here's the numbers. We need to be posting 5 times a day on most all of our social media platforms. So if you're only doing once a day, you might get seen after a while. But in order, because those feeds move so fast, it takes at least 5 posts a day to be able to build recognition. And you can do it through setting it up through an auto posting system like Hootsuite. And then so that means if you do 5 posts a day, every other day you can send out a pitch. And I like to tell people this because I feel it's sort of my duty to help inform people about how to get people to read your stuff, like your stuff, and share your stuff. If you are reaching them through education and informing and entertaining, then you'll be more likely to get them to share your posts. And I'm watching Jonathan fiddle around with all of his wires, and I'm thinking maybe I should be plugged in here so that you can hear me better. Can you hear me better now? So now on Facebook, you have your profile page and you have a business page, and they're 2 separate. So once you set up your profile, then you can go into your profile and set up your business page. The same with LinkedIn. Once you set up your profile, you can then go in and set up a company page. They call them company pages on LinkedIn. But they have hidden the company pages on LinkedIn. And it has been a real challenge to find out where they have put those company pages. So I am going to go to a new page here. If you can write this down, https://linkedin.com/marketing-solutions/company-pages. And if that one doesn't work, I have another one. Nope, page not found. So we'll do HTTPS again.
Christine, can you
Yes.
type that into the chat?
Okay, I will do that.
Thanks. That way we'll all have the link.
Yeah, so you go to the https://www.linkedin.com/company-beta/setup/new. Did I spell that right? Okay, I'm going to copy it and paste it in there now.
You need one fewer S, I think, in the H.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. I'm going to copy that. And get rid of that slash. There. So this one should do it. So the reason they've got beta on there is because it's all these new changes have been, they've created havoc in this whole platform. LinkedIn is humongous. It's huge. And there are so many areas for them to be working on. And right now, the company pages are in beta, and that's why we can't find them really easily on LinkedIn. So you type in your company name. And there is a page with this name already. It's going to tell you already because I have my company page already set up. And then you, your extension for your company page, it will automatically propagate this according to what you put up here. And you verify that you are the official representative of this company and create page. Now, it won't let me create this page because it's already existing, right? But what you can do, once you get to this point, you can just follow the prompts. It's very simple and straightforward to get through with this, using this system. We could try it here with a different one here. Okay, create page. And so you'll have these little pop-up windows that give you help along the way. So this is, you're in edit mode here. And everybody has this background. So on my own company page, I have the same background as what you saw on my profile page, the Marketing Mentress. And so you can design a background page like this, or like your profile page, so that everything has continuity throughout all of your social media. And your logo here, you can put your logo up here. Once you upload your logo here, here's something that most people don't know. Once you have your logo and your company page all set up, then on your profile page where you list your experience, you will be able to see your logo show up on your experience, the very top one where it's your business. And that's another thing I want to mention. Never put owner, even if you are the owner, put CEO, executive director, something like that of your company. The reason you don't use the word owner is because subconsciously it puts people think, oh, very small, broke, almost bankrupt. That's what they think. That's what people think. And so it's really important to put a really good, strong headline in there, or not headline, title in there for yourself. So I call myself the CEO of my business. And so your top experience is going to be your business, and you want your logo to show up there. So that's in case you're wondering how that ever happens, that's how it happens. And the reason you need to have a company page is because then you have an excuse to take, once you finish setting up this page, you can take the link and you can add it to your email. You can add it like to the signature line, below the signature line on your emails. You can add it to all your posts that all your blogs that you write and publish on LinkedIn and on your website, and invite people to come and follow you on your page. Do not follow your own page, your own company page on LinkedIn, and do not follow or like your own page on Facebook, because when you do and you post on your company page on LinkedIn or your business page on Facebook, that post will also show up on your profile page. So you're going to have dual representation of your post. And so if you have people where you see that there's two posts coming through in some of their feeds, it's because they've liked their own page. And so that's where that duplication comes in. So make sure that if you want your to just see one, only do not like your pages. Did you have a question, Barbara?
Christine, this is Dolly. I have a question.
Yes.
I posted it in the chat. There are actually a few questions in there, but this is pertinent to what you're saying. I actually have been thinking about just deleting my company page on LinkedIn altogether because I've got so many more connections personally. And it seems like on LinkedIn, unless you're a giant corporation, people want to connect with you individually anyway. I mean, at least that's been my experience.
Right. Right.
So I just wondered what your thoughts about not even having a company page on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is all about business anyway.
It is. It really is all about business. I have a company page, and I've had challenges building a followership. And there's a lot of people that have had challenges building a followership. And I always go to companies like Disney and Coca-Cola, and I check out their company pages, and I find out, I've been working on this quite hard to find out why it is they have so many people following them. And it's because they have posts going out there through their page every day.
Yeah, they probably have a whole department.
They have a team, and everybody has a turn, I'm sure,
Yeah.
to be posting on a certain day, right?
Right.
And so one of the things I've learned is to use an auto posting system so that I can schedule posts to go out, and you gradually build posts so that eventually you have 5 posts a day going out on all of your platforms. And you can do up to 15 posts a day on Twitter and Instagram. It's unbelievable. And that way you post regularly on your company page. And you can choose, I use Sprout Social. To me, that's the best. I've tried quite a few different ones, and Sprout Social is the best. You can try it for free for 30 days. There aren't many platforms now that will let you try them for free for 30 days.
So is Sprout Social like Hootsuite or Buffer?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Do you know of any good content curation sites that will feed you content to use?
Yes,
in
I
your
know.
social?
I know a great one. Paper.li. And I think everybody should have their own newspaper. And you go to paper.li, and you can set up your own newspaper for free. And you can choose what topics of blogs show up on your newspaper. And then you can copy those blogs and you can post them in other places in your social media as well. So what it does is it creates that continuity that you're looking for. You're branding yourself. So everything we do online, when we're in business, everything we do online or offline is branding ourselves. So I have women complain to me, say, oh, you mean I can't run down to the grocery store with colors in my hair? I said, well, what would you do if the mayor was there and asked you a question about your business? And they go, oh. So, you know, everything we do has to be with that in mind. And so if we're using that, if we've got a newspaper that is free that we can have going out through our social media, you can connect it to your various different social media. And then you also get a copy of it sent, the link to it every day sent to your mailbox, your inbox, and you can have that newspaper, you can copy that URL and send it out again through different pages that you have on and different groups that you belong to. And we're getting close to the end of our time here, but I wanted to touch quickly on groups because those are so important. But you've seen the basics here of how to set up your company page. The thing is, you need it. It just gives you credibility. I had guys who have like 30,000 or 60,000 connections when I very first got started using LinkedIn, and I was marketing myself as the marketing mentoress. And they said to me, one guy said to me, well, don't you have a company page? And I said, no. And he said, what are those? And he told me, he says, well, if you're in business, you need to have a company page. whether it's getting a lot of business for you or not. It gives you more credibility if you've got a company page and you post to that page. And you see, if you have a company page and then you don't invite people to follow your page by adding the link to your signature line on your email, by adding the link to your bottoms of your blogs and things that you post, then people aren't going to find your page to follow. So we have to be proactive in inviting people to follow us on our business page. And that's the main thing that I've discovered. So I'm going to go back here, and in this search box, I'm going to type in groups. Now there's several different ways that you can find groups, but this is a key page that this is going to take you to. So say you want to do, you can do searches now for any one of these categories. And so say we're searching for people. You can now use this advanced search over here. And so you want to search for people. So I want to search third level and further out. Then I want to search people in, I don't want to search people in the United States, I want to add. So I'm going to search people in Alberta or say Canada. And it will add it. So this search, a lot of people don't realize that they have access to this advanced search. And you can go through here and you can add all different kinds of criteria to your search. And it's a wonderful thing. Now on the free platform, you don't get quite as many choices for this search. So I'll warn you ahead of time. If you're in business and you have 500 plus connections on LinkedIn, you need to consider getting onto a paid platform, even if it's just the basic business platform that's the first level of paid. And it will cost you about $50 a month. And I'm on an executive platform, which is $100 a month because of what I do, and I need to be able to do searches for up to 500 people at a time. On the free platform, you can only search up to about 10 people at a time, lots of times. And sometimes they won't allow you to search people very much at all. So these are it's showing 1,000 results of people for the criteria that I've got here. Looks like they've got a second level connection in here, but there's mostly all third level connections. And some of this person, they've got this connect button here. I could connect with this person because that means that they have set a setting in their privacy and settings menu that they will accept connection requests from anybody. But these that have InMail, I'm not connected to them at all. I can only send them an InMail. And you can only send the InMail to them through the groups. So let's take this first one. She's a third level connection. If I click on this, it's going to use one of my 75 InMails. See that? So I have to go into her profile if I don't have a paid platform. And I have to scroll down and see if she's in any groups. It doesn't look like she's in any groups, because what you want to do is find out what groups they're in. Then you go and join one of their groups and wait to be approved into the group. And I write their name down. I have a little notebook that I write names down in so that I know to go back into a group to search for somebody. And let's try Jacob. Let's see if he's in any groups. So this shows you right here that these are his followers. It doesn't look like he's in any groups either. So people don't get it. They don't understand how important it is to be in groups. And you join groups that are filled with people that would do business with you, with your type of people. So if you're in a health and wellness business, you do not join a bunch of health and wellness groups because everybody in those groups is looking for the same customer. You are. or if you're a financial planner, you don't join a whole bunch of financial planners groups. You want to join groups where you're going to find small business owners, CEOs, HR directors, CFOs, those higher executive level people. And that way you'll have a much better chance of getting to the decision makers of organizations that would probably want to use your products or services. So it takes a bit longer when you're on the free platform to be able to connect with people and send messages to them when you don't have paid InMail, especially the way the program is set up now. So I'm going to go into groups here, and they'll show up a list of groups. Now, you can see the number of members in the groups. You want to try and join groups that have 10,000 or more members, because once you start searching through the members, you'll be surprised at how often you'll come up absolutely empty and there's a million people in the group, because you're trying to do a specific kind of a search. If you are living in Vancouver and you see groups that are all Vancouver groups, even if they have less than 10,000 members, but you think those groups would have be more likely to have your ideal clients in them, then join those groups. And so if you're a lawyer and you can't practice law in any other province in Canada, but in British Columbia, you would want to join groups that were all British Columbia based. If you were going to do research to try and find companies that you could work with to help them with their bylaws, company bylaws and things like that. So another way that you can search the groups is to go into this little crosshatch up here and click on groups, and it'll take you right into groups. So the groups are going to be listed. You can click on, if you're already in some groups, you click on my groups, and it's listed with all the groups that you manage first. So I manage all of these groups. I'm trying to help them. This is my own group, my marketing enthusiasts. And I help these guys with their groups. These two groups have totally gone dead. I don't know what's the matter with them. The owners of the groups, I think they got lost in the ocean somewhere. But the rest of your groups they'll be listed according to the activity or the conversations on the groups. So the most conversations all the way down to the least number of conversations. And you can be in, like I said earlier, 100 groups. And LinkedIn will also help you discover some groups to join. So I'm a coach. I don't want to be in a whole bunch of coaching groups, because my competition's there. And people that are in those groups aren't necessarily people who are my ideal clients. Speaker groups. These are all listed by LinkedIn according to what's in my profile. And so once you click ask to join, then you have to wait to be invited into the group or accepted into the group. And that can take a couple of days, or it can take a couple of weeks, depends on how often these people pay attention to what's going on in their groups. And quite a few of these groups, usually they list the groups with the largest numbers in them first. And so I'm just going to take you into one of my groups rather than go ahead and ask to join a group right now. So you see this up here where the members are listed. As soon as my cursor goes up here, it turns blue. That's active. So you can search that group. So you can click on the members, and then you can find a member. So you can type in here, let's try Vancouver. See what happens. Oh, they just brought up a company page, so that's not going to work. So let's go CEO. There we go. So we've got CEOs that are showing up. So for me, these are ideal clients for me. And for most business owners, even if you sell makeup, you want to get to the decision makers there's a gal. She's a CEO. She probably has money to be able to afford to buy makeup. So you want to build relationships with people that you think would be your ideal clients. And you just keep it simple. Hi, I'm Christine Till. I noticed that you're in the marketing communications group. Tell me, what inspired you to start using LinkedIn? Your profile really caught my eye, and I'd like to know more about what you do as well, that kind of thing. Just keep it really short and simple. And what I find people do to me a lot is they'll get in the groups, and what they will do is they will connect with me, and then, or they'll find me in the group and they'll send me a message. And that message will be this big, long piece of copy that talks about their business and what they do and how they can help people and how many years they've done it for. And it's like I'm being slapped in the face with a big pitch. And I've learned from that not to slap people in the face and to try to avoid pitching all the time and just do it 10% of the time. So there's so much to tell you guys. I would love to be able to tell you a lot more, but I realize that our hour is up. We're just about 10 minutes overtime here. I need to read my messages here. Before we go, where's the button to click to reorder the sections that appear on your profile? Oh, that's in your privacy and settings. So you go into your here in your profile, and I'm going to get out of here for a minute. Come on. So you go in here to settings and privacy, and all in here, this is where you can set how many emails you get on a daily basis or a weekly basis. This is really important that you go back here and really go through it, and make sure that you set your privacy to where you can edit your public profile here. You can pretty much manage your whole profile just from these back pages here. And your communications. See, email frequency. Who can send you invitations? If you have this set for everyone, then you're going to be able to get invitations. If you have this turned off, you won't get invitations. Messages from members. Let us know what type of member messages you'd prefer to receive. I've got an open profile. So if you're in business, my thought is, it's like if you turn off too many things in your back office so that people can't message you and they can't reach out and connect with you, then it's like having a store on Main Street and locking your front door and wondering why you're not getting any business. So I just think of my profile on LinkedIn as my store, and I want my store open for business. So I want people to reach out to me and communicate with me, send me emails, ask me questions so that I can help people. They won't be able to test my store unless I invite them in. So let's check some more questions here and make sure. Deleting my company page. Nope, don't delete your company page. Keep it up there. You may need to bring your company page. You might need to spruce it up just a little bit. Make sure your background picture is in keeping with what you've got on your profile page. I clicked continue this morning because I thought I would get some other options, so I wanted to quit. I just closed the browser. Well, that has stopped the invitations. Oh. This is, you've got to be really careful here. Where were you when you clicked this? What section?
That was me. I was on LinkedIn a lot this morning, and I saw that and I thought, oh, let me see if there's anybody I'd like to invite. And I just clicked the continue thinking it would give me some other settings and it started the churning. So I went, and I just closed the browser because there was no way to stop it. I'm really hoping
Oh my gosh.
everybody
That's that continue button I was showing you, I'll bet you.
on the, yeah. And I mean, normally you click continue and you get another option. It doesn't.
Yeah, no, that's really dangerous.
Oh.
Yeah, you probably did the right thing. You didn't give them a password, so that's good.
No, I didn't. I just closed the browser. I just backed right out.
Good.
Okay, good. So
Where is
I would have had to give them a password first to go into that.
Yes, you should. They usually ask you for a password. If they're not asking you for a password,
Yeah, freak me right out.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been telling everybody to just avoid that button
Okay.
because the only person that button is for is LinkedIn. It's not for anybody else.
Wow,
LinkedIn
they
will
should have a
benefit
big banner on there. Don't click this.
from that. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I hear you.
So
Okay.
I'm just cognizant of the time, Christine. We've
Yeah,
just
I
gone over.
know. I could go
I
on
know
and
already,
on and on.
But I've added Christine to the group now. So if anybody has any questions, by all means, drop them in the Facebook group here. And I know when she finds time, she'll do that. And then for those of you who are new, what we do every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. is I host what I call a virtual coffee, where it's same link for this class. And I put it in the Facebook group, but you can come back and join us on a Thursday and ask any question about anything, be it a blog, how best to use media for content sharing, where to find other people's content to curate. I know Christine talked about using the newspaper, and there's lots of different ways of doing that, whether you're a Hootsuite or a Buffer or a Post Planner or a Sprout Social person. There's lots of different ways to do that. So yeah, Christine, thank you so much for giving us your time.
You're
I
welcome.
certainly always pick up nuggets when you're doing this, and it's awesome. So maybe if you could just stop screen sharing.
Yep.
Then we could,
There I am.
should be able to see everybody then. There we go. So thank you so much. First time I've ever run Zoom on an iPad, so it's been actually very
Wow,
different.
it worked?
It works, yeah.
Wow.
Actually, you scroll across the bottom rather than getting the gallery view. You just get this whole,
Oh,
so it's all very interactive with your fingertips. It's pretty good, but yeah, it worked. And I'm recording to the
Awesome.
cloud, so I'll have this recording done within the
Whoa.
next hour or so, and then I'll post this recording in the group.
okay.
And then for those of you that are new, if you just scroll back through the group, every Inner Circle we've done for the last 15 months is in this Facebook page, and you're welcome to go back and watch anything else that's in there. So everything is in this Facebook group, and that never goes away. So, okay. Thank you, my
Awesome.
friend.
Thank you.
Bless you. And thank you, everybody. We'll see you again really soon.
Bye for now.
Next one will be early June. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but June will be the next Inner Circle, but virtual coffees every week.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. Great to see you,
Bye-bye.
Susan. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Bye. Okay. Stop recording.